Hello painting peeps and welcome. It's Kathleen from Coz Creations. Welcome to the no bra zone here in sunny Florida. I have these inspiration cards that I use and here's one of them. It's a beautiful palette and I love this ombre effect going on here, and I figured I could do a flip cup or a swipe here to represent the sand down below. So I'm going to be fiddling with some colors here because I'm going to try to match this up as best as I can. So what do we have here? This color right here, I was thinking about combining the phthalo green by Amsterdam with the turquoise green by Amsterdam, and I'm going to fiddle with that a little bit. This color right here, I think I'm going to use this little piggy in the pre-night. This guy right here is my jam. Right here, I think I'm going to use the Amsterdam transparent orange, and I'm going to mix it up a little bit with the Amsterdam in the burnt umber, and maybe add a little bit of the transparent yellow iron oxide by Deco Art. Right here, burnt sienna, and maybe add to that a little bit of the transparent oxide yellow by Amsterdam with the golden burnt sienna. And I have this here, I'm just going to play with it. This is yellow ochre, ochre, O-C-H-R-E. I'm horrible with these names, guys. And then I also have Arteza Pearl Pistachio Green that I might fiddle with a little bit, as well as this little piggy in the sea glass. So I'm going to be mixing up some colors to try to come up with this color palette and maybe paint something pretty for us, guys. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to get busy. I'll be back at you real soon. So I'm back with you guys, and I think I'm done, and I think I am pretty close to my colored palette. So for this first color right here, I started off with golden fluids in the turquoise, and it looked like this. And I thought I needed to darken it up a little bit, so what I added to that was the Amsterdam in the Prussian blue, just a tiny little squirt, and I ended up with this color, which I think is a wonderful, wonderful match. And then the second color, I started out with Amsterdam turquoise green, and that wasn't quite right, so I added to it Amsterdam phthalo green, and I think I am pretty close to that second color. And then the third color was easy. I started off here, and that is my TLP sea glass, and then I mixed up in a separate container the TLP pre-night, and then combined those two to come up with almost a perfect match right there for that color. So I was excited about that. Now, the next one was a little bit of work. I started off with my Amsterdam in the orange transplant, and then I moved on and added a little bit of the golden fluids in the burnt sienna, and that wasn't quite right. So I added to it a little bit of the Deco Art Media, their fluid paint in the transparent yellow iron oxide. And I came up with that yummy color, which I am very proud of myself for doing that. The last color was kind of easy for me right there. One of my favorite colors, that was golden fluids in the burnt sienna. And I think I matched up pretty darn good. Now I want to tell you about how I mix my paints when I am doing this. Let me get these back in the right order. what I do is I put my paint in the cup, and then I always kind of disperse my paint like you do your TLPs or your pigments with your Gelsonnia gloss varnish. I put my paints in the cup, not my pigments, and then I do what I call dispersing them with GAC 800. I add a little bit of GAC 800, stir that up, look at the color, and then I add my pouring medium to it, which is 50% Floetrol, 50% Liquitex pouring medium, and I stir that up. So in the cup we have our paint, we have a squirt of the GAC 800, stir that up, and then I add my pouring medium to it. Now I always leave a little bit in my cup because sometimes I need to thicken my paints up, especially because I use a lot of the fluid paints. So what do I add to that? I start with a squeeze at a time of Oatrol, which is the European version of our Floetrol. The only difference is this is like 7 times thicker, and I love it. And it's easy to add once you've added all your other ingredients. So that's what I did with my pigments. I put the 2 colors in a cup, dispersed them with equal parts of the Gelsonnia gloss varnish, stirred those up, then added a squirt to each of those colors of GAC 800, stirred those up. Then I mix those 2 paints together. I mix the 2 pigments, the sea glass and the pre-night, together to get to the color that I was hoping for, and then slowly started to add my pouring medium to that, 50% Floetrol, 50% Liquitex. So it's kind of like being a mad scientist. The only paint that needed water, actually I didn't use water. Oh, the only paint that needed water were the 2 Amsterdam paints together. So after I added the 2 paints together, the GAC 800, my pouring medium, stirred that up, I slowly started to add water to it to get this paint down to the consistency of all of these paints. The piggies took Oatrol because once you disperse them with your Gelsonnia gloss varnish, you add a little GAC 800 to them. They're a little bit thin, so I thicken them up with the Oatrol. So I handle each paint differently depending on its density, depending on whether it's a paint or a pigment. Now, I certainly hope I didn't make your head spin, but that's how I do it, a little bit at a time. So I'm gonna go ahead and get set up here, and hopefully we'll make a pretty painting, guys. Happy you're here.
Show me life, show me love, make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. Show me life, show me love, make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love, this is all we got. Show me life, show me love, this is all we got. Show me love, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. Show me life. Show me love. This is all we got. Sometimes life will push you down, make you fall onto the ground. But I know you will turn it around. Oh, this is all we got. And I know you'll make mistakes, get interference and lose your way. Find the light when it rains. Oh, this is all we got. Show me life, show me love, make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me love, show me love, show me light, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better